Okay, I don't know what happened. We went off just as fast as we came on. I'm going to give the other people a few more minutes to come over before we start tonight's video. I apologize. I have no earthly idea what happened. Maybe it's Donald Trump. I don't know. Okay, I see some of them are coming now. I see Karen Porter, my good friend. Always good to see you. Barbara's in the house. Good evening. Looks like Jewel 504. Good evening to you. Is it Dana TV? Good evening. Thanks for tuning in to tonight's live broadcast. Ms. Wilmore, good evening to you. Faye, good evening to you as well. And Mahogany Peace, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Sandy, good evening. Good evening. We are going to open the phone lines up tonight, but not now. So if you would just give me a few minutes before we open the lines up, you all will be able to call in and join in on tonight's broadcast because I'm really interested in hearing what you all have to say about some of the topics that we're going to speak on tonight. Miss Hot Pink, thank you so much for being here. Love you big time. So there is a lot of news to discuss tonight. I don't think I have anything pleasant to discuss tonight. I wish I did, but I don't. Earlier today, I was proud of myself because I knew I was going to have everything in order this evening, and I wouldn't be running late. I would be here on time. Well, that as always, that didn't uh, work out, and I think things started to go downhill when I received a video via email, and then I looked, and it was already on Facebook as well. And when I saw that video, I was pissed. That would probably be an understatement if I say I was pissed when I saw the video. It's difficult to watch certain events unfold in life and not get angry and not have a thought of revenge. If there is no justice from our criminal system, then sometimes in our mind and heart, well, we'll take care of it. If you all don't deal with it, then the streets will deal with it. And I know that's ugly and it's evil, but if I died today or tomorrow, the one thing people gonna say about Scott, he was a realist. He was honest. He didn't sugarcoat shit. We feel like that from time to time. Today, I felt like that earlier, and I still feel that way now. Um, and we're gonna get into the video in a little while. Uh, it's from out of Georgia. A black male was jogging through a predominantly white neighborhood, broad daylight. He was executed by two white males. One is a retired district attorney investigator. These two white males are still on free ground while somebody's son is laying in a casket. We knew we might receive some backlash from sharing the video uncut. And I'm willing to take that chance for the simple fact that we cannot hide from reality. We cannot sugarcoat shit. You cannot always look for the easy rated G version so that your system can digest what's going on. You have to face reality. Well, do you think you should show it like it is? You're damn right. We should show it like it is. That's the way it happened, right? When Emmett Till was killed. Emmett Till's mother said, we're going to have an open casket. A lot of her families and friends were totally against that. Simply put, she said, I want the world to see what they did to my son. What's going on, J Rock? Thanks as always. Good to see you. And in order for her to do that, I believe she had to be a very strong and spiritual minded woman to be able to do that and look at her son herself and let others see what harm was afflicted on her son just for being black and nearby. He was killed on a lie. And so we're going to get into that shortly, but we got to let you see it because I want you to get angry. I want you to get pissed. I want you to cuss. I want it to ruin your fucking day. And if all those things happen, or some of those things happen, then my mission is accomplished. I'm not with the Dr. King shit. I'm with Malcolm X by any means necessary. The shit that's going on today with blacks is really nothing new. But some white people, especially racist white people, have a tendency to say, y'all need to leave the past alone. What's done is done. Well, it's impossible to forget the past. And even if we wanted to forget the past, we cannot forget the past because the past continues to be the present. It's 2020. And strange fruit still hang from the tree. In 2020, strange fruit still hang from the tree. Everybody's somebody's child. Everybody is somebody's child. And it doesn't matter how you feel about them. You may not give a damn about them. But somebody somewhere cares about that child. Black, white, young, old, thugging, corporate, that's their child. And you do not have the right to come and interrupt someone's life permanently because of the color of their skin, and you have the power to do so without facing any repercussion. But this time, this shit must change. It must change. No one is above the law. Therefore, you don't treat them as such. When police departments cover up crimes of their very own, it gives a bad look to the whole department. When DAs and assistant DAs, present DAs and retired DAs commit crimes and they lie about it and they cover it up with the other powers that be, all are guilty and all should be held accountable. I don't want to hear we got to pray. I don't want to hear, well, God's going to deal with, they made escape man, but they can. I don't want to hear that Negro slavery mentality bullshit. God will have his day, but goddamn, right now, I need my fucking day with the racist white motherfuckers. I need my day. God's got his day. I need mine. In slavery days, you had no choice but to say that shit because you couldn't do a goddamn thing but sit there and say, well, you know, God's going to take care of it. And in your mind, you hope that. But in reality, you wish you could do something. Slavery days, your black ass couldn't do shit. You held on to the Bible. Spiritual songs, old hymns, that got you through doing your going through. Well, we're not our ancestors. And we're not going to sit around here as if it's a kumbaya moment and say, well, you know, God's going to get them. I want the motherfuckers today. Now, if that's ugly, I don't give a fuck. It's the way I see it. Black people, it's time to stop sleeping with your eyes open. It's as simple as that. The coronavirus has infected at least 3.3 million people in the United States. Globally, I'm sorry. And in the United States, 1.1 million cases have been confirmed. And over 70,000 people have died from the coronavirus. The United States has become the hardest hit country of the coronavirus pandemic. And only about 1% of US population has been tested for the coronavirus. Everything we got today and the day before was disturbing when it comes to the coronavirus. The United States death toll is projected to double the White House forecast that over 134,000 people will die of the coronavirus by August. That nearly doubles its previous prediction. And as the United States began to lift lockdowns and governors began to ease up on some of the restrictions, you need to know what's going on with the coronavirus if you don't know. I don't care if the store is open. It doesn't mean you have to walk in. You shouldn't have to have healthcare officials of the government to tell you what's really common sense. The virus has not left. The virus has not decreased in infections. The virus has not decreased in deaths. If you want to know the truth, it has increased both ways. And with that being said, it's impossible for anyone to enter into their righteous mind to ease one restriction. And especially when you don't fully understand this new virus. But I guess I can understand when you put the economy before human beings. I can understand it then. But it makes no earthly damn sense that you value the almighty dollar over human lives. While the restrictions are being eased, spend five, good evening, lockdowns being lifted. Today in New York City, 15 children between the ages of 2 and 15 were hospitalized with symptoms consistent with a rare disease, possible linked to coronavirus. That didn't get you? Maybe this will. New York State recorded more than 1,700 previously undisclosed deaths at nursing homes and adult care facilities. At least 4,813 people have died from COVID-19 in the state's nursing homes since March 1st. Central Texas, there are more than 32,000 cases, which increased by more than 2,300 over the past weekend. North Carolina just saw 22 more deaths and 408 new cases being reported. The White House is now deciding whether or not to continue with the White House coronavirus task force briefings. Finally, they're making some sense. if only they follow through with it. It's evident that the White House coronavirus task force don't know what they're talking about. And they're doing something close to nothing because the United States have more cases of the coronavirus than any country. So that means what you come before the mics and the cameras and say is a lie. It's a lie. We have evidence to back this up. But what the White House is bringing to the table, there's no evidence. There's no proof. Trump said today that we must reopen the United States, even if it means mass people getting sick and dying. This is the idiot who is in charge of the free world. He used the word must. He break it down and said, it has to be done and it shall be done. There's no ifs, ands, or buts around it. We must do this. I made the comment, no, wrong again, Donald Duck. What we must do is get your ass from out of that house. Because you just done fucked up. And you don't give a fuck. You are still focusing on the economy. And you say it out of your mouth. They can say, die. Governor, the fat guy, I forget his name, Christie something, you know what I'm talking about. I think he's New Jersey's governor. He said, even if it means mass deaths, people just got to die. We got to get the economy back to flowing. What that tells me right there is two things. You don't give a fuck about me or anybody else on planet Earth, and you're self-centered. How can anybody in his or her right mind vote your ass back in office when you come and face them and said, you must die to save the economy? You must die. I don't think that's your friend. I don't think that's your help. I don't think that's your lifeline on planet Earth. I just don't. I don't. We're lying about numbers just so we can reopen the United States in full capacity. We're lying to the American people, the people that put you there to protect them, help them, and keep law and order in this country. And you are doing everything but that. And you're so bold with it. You come to the mics and say, fuck y'all. I'll win again. And if I don't win through votes, I'll buy votes. If I have to, like Donald Trump, I'll buy a state. Can you imagine the shit they know and they're not telling us? That should be extremely scary to all of us. Extremely scary to all of us. Today, another report came out. Unbelievable. While they're still focusing on opening up the states, easing restrictions, a new report came out that said there is a new strain of coronavirus that appears to be more contagious than the first coronavirus pandemic. And it has become more dominant worldwide. emerged in February. Number one, it spreads faster than the first one. If you've had coronavirus, survived it, you're now more vulnerable to get a second infection of the coronavirus. Now, that's another reason you can't be easing no restrictions and opening up nothing. A lot of states have ordered and some have recommended school closures for the remainder of the school year. Now, here's what don't add up. Something's extremely wrong with this picture. We can let's keep the schools closed for the remainder of the school year. Okay. But why would you want to ease restrictions then? Why would you want to open your state up then? If you want the kids to stay out of school from learning. That's contradictory. I don't know what to I'm confused. I'm confused. They don't give a fuck about you and your family. But just because the restrictions are being eased, lockdowns are being lifted, you don't have to take part in it. Someone says, I think this Jason, said ass backwards. Totally agree. Ass backwards. Ass backwards. As simple as that. So you have to think for yourself. Watch this. I mean this with all due respect. You get a sip of this way, I'll cuss me off. Just because you go into a department store and you see an outfit that you love, oh, I would look good in that. Oh, look at that color too. It's in my size. If it's in my size, then that means I can wear it. No, 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 no. Don't let people cause you to embarrass your motherfucking self. You don't want to go and buy that shit just because it's in your fucking size. And then you come out in public with leggings on and you got all kind of dents in your ass like you're suffering from hail damage. Somebody called State Farm. It's comical, but I'm trying to make a point. And I mean that with all due respect. I shouldn't have to come and tell you, don't go. Jermaine Dupree shouldn't have to make a video and say, don't go, stay in. Don't go, stay in. You can't keep following a fucking leader that's taking you straight to the fucking slaughterhouse. Tyson, I think at least 20 more employees. Coronavirus. Trump says, I'm going to order meat marketing plants to open regardless because we don't want to run out of meat. Where's the logic? Where's the logic at? Where's the love? Where's the care? Where's the concern? There is going to be a hunger pandemic in just months, if not soon. Guaranteed. It's going to happen. So now there's a limit on how many things of meat you can buy when you go to the grocery store. People, R. Kelly said, I'm quoting to the day I die, use your common sense. The virus has not left. The virus now has company in the United States. I can't rely on the government to protect me and mine. I can't rely on the government to do, and I will be a fool too. I have to take care of me and mine. I have to look out for what's important to me. I have to do that. I have that responsibility. I have to do it. So what do? We don't listen to them, for one thing. That's the first thing. We go and start researching things for ourselves. Don't you know if there was going to be 1 million deaths this year in the United States because of the ease of restrictions and the lifting of lockdowns, that will double, if not triple. But you don't have to be in that number. When you know better, you ought to do better. You remember decades ago when the drugs was in the black neighborhoods. Black people often said, well, you know, the white man bringing them over here because, well, I know black people got no planes. Well, maybe, maybe not. I don't know back then. I don't know. But still, you just told me something, which means that you got common fucking sense. You said the white man bringing the drugs in the black neighborhood. You know it's a setup. Well, if you know it's a fucking setup, super fucking stupid, why do you take the goddamn bait? That's dumb. That's dumb. There's no intellect in that. That's dumb. On you to do that. And you know what's going on. Okay. Watch this. Where's it? Where's it? Right here. Watch this. Watch this. The doctor name is Scott Jensen. He appeared on Fox News back on April the 15th. Here's what he said to the news anchor. He was revealing some information that, if be true, the powers that be didn't want him to do that. After he spoke on it, they asked Dr. Anthony Fauci, what did he think about what Dr. Jensen said? And I'm paraphrasing, so we can move on to the other story. I don't buy into conspiracy theories. Is it a conspiracy theory, or is it a fact? And that's the only answer you have to dispute that. Because if you say it's a conspiracy theory, people go, yeah, you're probably right. And you go on and you don't pay attention to it. Because you've been brainwashed. When you hear the word conspiracy theory, that's bullshit. They don't know what they're talking about. Really? Prove they don't. Prove they don't. Here's what he said. He talked about a 7-page document that showed doctors how to fill out a death certificate as a COVID-19 diagnosis. Even, watch this, even when there isn't a lab test confirming the diagnosis. What the fuck? Why? Why would they do that? There's no lab work, but so you want me to falsify documents? But don't stop there, go on. What was this? Medicare is determining that if you have a COVID-19 admission to a hospital, you get $13,000. Now, if that COVID-19 patient goes on a ventilator, you get $39,000, 3 times as much. Now, my baby sister Lynn said something about 2 weeks ago, and I shared it with y'all. I'm going to share it again. She said, how do we know they're telling the truth about everybody that died from the coronavirus? We don't. We don't. We don't. If there's any truth to this, then it's very alarming illegal, and just outright wrong. So you're killing our people deliberately. You're lying about their illness for the almighty dollar. Connect that with the economy. As simple as that. It's as simple as that. Everything that I speak about, you can go on my Injustice Investigations Facebook page and you'll find more information about it once you get there. I'm not saying it's true, but I'm sure as hell not saying it's a lie. There were some white men who entered into, I think it was the House of Representatives. They were there protesting the stay-at-home orders, but they also had guns and rifles because it's their right to bear arms. Nobody's going to dispute that in his or her right mind. They wouldn't dispute that. But what they will dispute, or I just want to know, how do you connect the stay-at-home order protest with you exercising your rights to bear arms? I mean, that don't make no fucking sense. It's almost like you're trying to intimidate the law, intimidate the government into bending your way. And then there's another hidden agenda because most of these are white men. Not one white man was arrested that day. Not one white man was put in handcuffs. Not one white man was shot. If that had been a bunch of black men, CNN would still be making breaking fucking news. Another black man has died from the 200 bullets pumped in his ass when he tried to get to the governor. That's how that story would read. But white people have a privilege. Their skin color. Oh, he's going home, Bob. We'll talk about this later. Hey, how's the cakes? How's the cakes doing? What kind of rifle that is? That's it. It's comical, but the shit's real. And it's us against them. It's us against them. Black people are affected more by the coronavirus than any other race. I don't know they're telling the truth. Do you know they're telling the truth? No, you don't. The black people, black America, can say it like this. The government has, from day one, not given black America one fucking reason that they should trust the government. Not one reason. Everything that they say, we must investigate it for ourselves. Some still consider us 3/5 of a human. When we found out, if it be true, blacks were being infected more than any other race, well, let's just go ahead and open the goddamn country back up. These goddamn niggas getting in the goddamn way. Had that been white America, not one fucking governor would be calling for a lift of lockdown, for ease of restrictions. But when they find out it's our black ass, fuck them. Michael Jackson tried to warn us before he died. He said they don't really care about us. They don't really care about us. And they don't. And they don't. That's why we have to get it together and stop being at war with one another. I'm not your enemy. You're not my enemy. We know who the enemy is. Then why don't we fucking act like it? If we ever want any race to see us in a different light, then we must first begin to see ourselves in a different light. California. I think the store is George uh, Mission George Store. I think it's in California. The other day, a white man walks into the store. He walks into the store. God, I wish I had one. Maybe I need with a hood on. You've seen the video. You've seen the post. He walks into the store with the hood on. Here's what should have happened immediately when he entered that door. I'll be goddamn if I let your super stupid on a suicide mission ass up in my motherfucking store to get fucking bombed because you fucking stupid. Get out. But they didn't do that. They didn't say nothing to him until customers started complaining. And then they went and asked him, sir, could you please remove your hood? Yeah, niggas in here complaining and stuff. I like that though. But they did not ask him to leave the store. Now, before I sent the post out yesterday, I asked Cynthia just to get some verification. See if I'm right, maybe wrong. I said, is there a difference between is a mask and a hood the same thing? She quickly said no. I said, okay. I put the picture up. A mask and a hood, a KKK hood, are two different items. They don't go together. The warning said to cover your face with some form of cloth. The warning did not say cover your head. I fought the store as well. If I had been a customer of that store, I would never walk in it again. Never. If the customers didn't complain, probably would do it again. I made a comment yesterday that he could have started an all-out brawl. I mean, it could have been just total fucking chaos. And a friend of mine, he's black. He's a Trump supporter. He commented, how was anything gonna go down? What you mean about blood? What would happen to that? He's black. Talked to him last night. I love him. He loves me. We grew up together. He's supposed to come on the show tonight. We're gonna get him. He's a Republican. So I knew he was just kind of fucking with me, but then in a way, he's serious. If you can't understand that shit right there, then you slow. And I know he's not. He was being comical, but I want to share that with you all. It could have went bad in a matter of seconds. It could have went bad. We got a problem with black men wearing a bandana to cover their face walking into stores because you think they're going to rob you. But you don't have a motherfucking problem with a fucker walking in your goddamn store with a Ku Klux Klan hood on. That don't scare you? Really? You didn't think he was going to rob you, kill you, hang you, start a riot? He was in the wrong city. He was in the wrong state. And he was in the wrong grocery store. Had he bought his ass to Shreveport, Louisiana, and tried that motherfucking shit, some of us will be in jail right now for beating his bitch ass. Donald Trump is causing racist white people to lose their ever-loving fucking mind. The closet racists are coming out. Trump has protection. You motherfuckers don't. And the thing about some of us blacks, when it gets started, we have no brakes. We don't know when to stop. We don't know when to stop. But when we speak out on it, we're seen as racist for speaking out against racism. Some white boys. This post been on Facebook for about 5 or 6 years. 15, 16-year-old talking about nigger bitches. We'll take their nigger bitches and fuck them, come in your mouth, spit on them, slap them. We hate you goddamn niggas. I hate to see you motherfuckers without goddamn women. That post is still up to this day. You share that motherfucking post on Facebook, Facebook will block your ass and say you went against community standards, but you didn't take the motherfucking video down of the bitch that put it up. But when I shared, really? I talked about it on Facebook. I don't give a fuck. Block me. Take it. I don't give a fuck. I had a platform before this shit came. Had a platform before YouTube came. That's why there's no fear in me for sharing shit. It's 2020, and I'm a black man, not a nigga. I'm gonna talk until my goddamn jaw fall off. I don't give a fuck. The problem now is a lot of us, we too goddamn scared to speak out on issues that is destroying Black America. We cannot get you to go out and march or walk with us and talk about this and talk about that and boycott this and boycott that because you're afraid of going to jail. But your super stupid ass tomorrow around about the same time will deliberately get your ass up and go commit a goddamn crime and go to jail. God damn. Let's go to Michigan. Oakland County, Michigan. It happened at a Dollar Tree. A white man, his name is Rex Gamore, 68 years old, was told, he had to wear a mask inside the store. It is required for employees and customers to wear a face mask. Here's what he said to the young lady that approached him. This is what he said. I will use this as a face mask and then wiped him in county jail on one count of assault and battery. When I got through whooping that motherfucker's ass, they would have had pity on him and he wouldn't go to jail, but they'd arrested my ass. I don't know what the... Okay, we're going to go on because we got... Let's get to this. Family Dollar, Michigan, security guard, 43 years old. He is the father of 8 children. The security guard stops a young lady from coming into the store because she did not have a face mask on, but the mother did. An altercation occurred. The mother spit at the security guard. The security guard then ordered her out of the store and told the cashier not to ring her up. And she came back with her husband. And for the second time, they confronted the man. His head was rushed to the hospital unconscious, and later he would be pronounced dead. These are all black people. The mother is in custody. She was arraigned today on first-degree murder charges and weapon charges. The son and the husband, we checked before airtime, had not been apprehended. I am begging you all to go on my page, or if you see that story, to keep that story moving. They must be arrested as soon as possible. We ended a brother's life over a motherfucking face mask. Are you fucking that? You have to, I'm trying to be clean. You have to realize one thing. You're going to hear the word no throughout life. You cannot have it your way everywhere you go. If you feel like you should not have to answer to the stay-at-home order, if you shouldn't have to wear a mask, if you don't want to practice social distancing, I ain't got no problem with that. But here's what I think you need to do. Stay your super stupid, dumb ass at home. This man of 8 children is now dead. The mother did have one on, but the daughter did. Well, when her super stupid, ugly, old-fashioned looking ass appeared before the judge today, the bitch had on her face mask again. There is absolutely no defense for absolute wrong. This thing is serious. Some people don't give a fuck about their lives. And I know if you don't give a fuck about your life, you don't value my life. But you took this man away from his family because you fucking disturbed. That's what you did. You don't want to obey. It's not that you cannot obey. You feel you shouldn't have to obey. I don't know the laws in Michigan, or does this even apply? But if it does, I think each one of them should be charged with capital murder. It's as simple as that. The family has started a GoFundMe page. It's on our page. Yesterday, it was over 50,000, and I think it's still climbing. This is sad. This is earthly sad. The man was doing his job. That's all he was doing, his job. And you didn't like that. Now, I wonder, this is sad. The white man don't need our help with killing us. The white man is doing a wonderful job of it. This is sad. Past sad. Past sad. In Georgia, a black brother was out for a job. He wanted to go just a job. That's it. Like he normally do. And in Georgia, a black man, a Bree, was executed by 2 white men in broad daylight. He was executed by 2 white men in broad daylight simply because he was black and nearby. It has changed. And with the release of the cell phone video, I'm sure the story has to change again. Mac Michael, 64 years old, and his son, Travis, 34 years old, blocked the young man in with their truck. The son jumps out of the truck with a shotgun. The retired DA, McMichael, shot Eddiemaesboy several times while standing in the bed of the truck. Now, when the mother was notified of his death, and it accidentally went off, killing her son. That was the first story. Then it went a little further. The retired DA, Gregory Michael, said the neighborhood had a lot of break-ins recently. And the other day, they saw this young man in that neighborhood. Well, the burglaries, break-ins What happened? They say they saw him, watch this, looking in a house. Well, I don't know if there's a law in Georgia, that says if you look into a house that is under construction, that's illegal and you can go to jail. I seriously doubt that they have that type of law. Well, no, he's got the tussling with the guy in the truck there and stuff, and then the gun went off. So it changed again, right? Okay. The ex-DA investigating his son, questioned and released. Justifiable homicide, in other words. The cell phone video that you all have saw says one thing. That's murder. That's murder. That's murder. Everything you all have said in the police report did not happen that way. You stood up in the bed and you boom, boom. Son, what the fuck the son running with dad for with a motherfucking gun? Is he a cop? No, he's not. The retired district attorney investigator. Well, we called the police. Well, when you called the police, you being an ex-DA, you should have sat your ass still until they came. He fit the description. We tried to stop him the other day, and he wouldn't. We realized he said, I don't have to stop for you, motherfucker. I don't have to. You're not law and order. You're not Lord and Jesus because of the color of your goddamn motherfucking skin. A lady, we had a lot of comments. Here's what one lady said, and that's the only comment that police department was lying. The DA's office was lying. 2 DAs have gotten off the case. When will a change come for black people? I'm so fucking tired of hearing that old Negro spiritual. I know someday a change. Well, can the fucking change come today for black people? If our criminal system does not act appropriately, here's what's going to happen. We got to start handling this shit ourselves by any means necessary. White people, y'all done lost y'all saying no justice, no peace. That shit went out in the 50s and the 60s. That shit don't work in 2020. They don't give a fuck about you going to Walmart. That's what the white folks are saying. You got to come up with a new approach to the injustices that we keep receiving. And it's not enough to say, prayers up, prayers going up. I'm so tired of hearing that goddamn bullshit. Fuck a goddamn prayer. Fuck that. Look at history. History is your best teacher. If praying solved every goddamn thing, the world will be a much better goddamn place. Just say you a bitch ass. The soldiers, come on over here. Share the video. Share the video. Some of you will. Some of you won't. Because you don't want to lose your YouTube channel. You don't want to be locked out of Facebook. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. That's so get the motherfucker's cell number. Call that motherfucker and say, what you going to do? It's simple as that. Black people, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. How many more fucking signs do you have to get? They killed this brother in broad day. I'm sitting here watching it. And we shared it as it was. I'm not going to put no cover on it. I'm not going to edit the shit. And I'm not going to take it down. They'll take it down before I will. I want you to see how it happened. That's reality. We got to face it. We got to stop running from it. We have to show it the way it happened. What's more disturbing? Watching it happen or them just doing it? And you tell me, what's more disturbing? That's somebody's child. And he lied to the mother. He had broke in, and he never did. He never did. He never did. How many times have you seen a white mother on TV asking for justice for her white son who has been gunned down in the street like a dog or some untamable fucking wild beast? I tell you what, it has happened so goddamn little, I can't fucking count it. It's always a black mother that's up there begging for justice. She needs help. Our ass off until we get up and do something about it. We can sit here and talk all goddamn night long, but we must put boots to pavement, pen to paper, pick up the goddamn phone, make a call. Miles, cities, and states should not separate us from the love of one another. Your child is my child is your child. It's us against them. It's just simple. It's simple. But serious shit, you don't want to share. You don't share. We have to ask you to share kids that are missing. Why should we say, please share? Why do we have to do that? Most black people would rather be entertained than informed. It ain't gonna get no better if we keep doing what we've been doing. Nothing. You waiting on them to bring justice. Remember this, when the words were written, and we're gonna get out of here, we the people, at that particular time, we were not considered humans. We were 3/5 of a human. That's what we were. And in 2020, in their minds, we're still 3/5 of a human. Stop waiting on Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump to see in this country. I don't want you to look at it and say, well, it could have been your child. That's the wrong way to look at it. That's the wrong way to look at it. I got to tell you that to get you to do something to feel pain? No. The way to look at it is right, and wrong is wrong. Emmett Till, lying so-called victim 3 years ago. My bad, I lied. I don't know why I did it though, but I did. I want to clear my conscience. I don't give a damn if that